Hey everyone, I am back with another review, Stephen King's Wizard and Glass, the fourth installment in the Dark Tower series. Take a moment to click the subscribe button before we get started. It'll mean a lot to me going forward with upcoming spoiler-free reviews. This book starts out where the third installment leaves off. We are with Blaine the monorail, and our quartet is on board, and Blaine is racing into oblivion, and they're playing a game of riddles, as you will recall if you read the third installment, The Wastelands. As our quartet finishes up their encounter with Blaine the monorail, Roland decides to tell everyone his backstory. He wants them to have a better idea of who he is, his teenage years coming up as a gunslinger in training under his trainer, Court, and it gives us a better idea of who he is and why he is pursuing the Dark Tower. We meet a lot of very interesting characters in Roland's history. He has a romance with a young lady named Susan Delgado, a very tragic tale. We meet his buddies, the young men that are gunslingers in training with him, Cuthbert and Elaine. Randall Flagg is back for our adventure in Wizard and Glass. We also get to meet a very interesting witch woman named Rhea of the Coos. And she has a very special pink orb that is really interesting to read about. If you've read this one, you know all about that pink orb. If you've not read this one, you get to look forward to learning more about what the Dark Tower is. As this novel finishes up, we go into the world of the Wizard of Oz, which is super interesting. I did not see this coming when I was reading it. I didn't, when you read the Dark Tower series, you realize pretty early on that you really don't know what to expect because of the depth of imagination involved with this series, but I did not see them walking right on into the world of the Wizard of Oz. Before that, as Roland is telling his backstory, they actually go into the world of The Stand, one of Stephen King's other very popular novels. So once again, we're in the Stephen King universe in this. We're going back and forth in every which way. And it is a very well-written story. I know that when I read this, I thought that maybe it was a little bit lengthy as a backstory because I really just wanted to be continuing on to find out what that tower is. And we take a really long break in this one to go into a backstory. But the backstory is important as far as filling out more information as far as what the tower is and why Roland needs to get to that tower. So it is definitely worth the read. I'm going to give it 3 stars out of 5 because I felt that it was a little bit lacking in suspense. Really because I just wanted to, at some point through this, I just wanted to go on to the next book so that I could continue my quest toward the tower. But it is a good tale. There are a lot of very interesting characters in this tale. I think that you'll really enjoy going into the world of The Stand, and the Wizard of Oz thing especially is really unique and interesting in this book. I'm going to give this one 3 stars out of 5. It's Stephen King at his best. It's very good writing, but I felt ultimately, though, a backstory could have been shorter. I felt that maybe it was a little lengthy. A lot of people, this is their favorite book of the series. They just love Wizard and Glass. They've read this one multiple times. I thought that this one was my least favorite of the series, basically because of the length. So, Stephen King's Wizard and Glass, this is an essential book to read if you're on your quest toward the tower. It fills in a lot of the gaps as far as what the tower is. I felt it was a little lengthy. You may feel that it could have been even longer. So who knows? But I'm giving it 3 stars out of 5. I say absolutely you must read it if you're on your way toward the tower. So yes, indeed, Stephen King's Wizard and Glass, I give it 3 stars and I say certainly you have to read it.